3 years after buying the Roosevelt Collection in the South Loop, Chicago developer Dan McCaffery is starting to see signs of progress. One of the biggest casualties of the crash, the shopping center didn't have any tenants except for a movie theater when McCaffery Interest took it over in 2011. But the 330,000 square foot mall on Roosevelt Road is filling up. Retailers, including Banana Republic, Lululemon, and the Container Store, recently signed leases there, pushing its occupancy over 80%. Still, amid the slow economic recovery, attracting retail tenants has taken longer than McCaffery expected.
The retail leasing was difficult, remained difficult, and just today I can really say we've turned the corner. Retailers were interested from the first moment that we suggested that they move here, when we showed them the new plan. Interested immediately. But I tell you, dentists have an easier time pulling teeth than you do getting leases signed, up until lately. You know, lately now the retailers, I would even say that the pendulum has swung the other way, that the retailer is now looking for spaces.
The Roosevelt Collection opened at a bad time, in 2010, when many retailers were closing more stores than they were opening. The project also included 342 condominiums, something few people wanted to own at the time, so its developer, Centrum Properties, converted them to apartments, which have done well. Under pressure from its banks, Centrum sold the property to McCaffery Interests and Canyon Capital for about $160 million, well below the $285 million it borrowed to finance the development. McCaffery has high hopes for the investment because of Roosevelt Road's emergence as the South Loop's main shopping strip and the area's growing residential population.
I always joke about the fact that this bad Leroy Brown, I'd like to get a hold of him and whack him one, because he's given the whole south side of Chicago a bad name. When you say south, there's a hesitancy. But you just have to look at this Whole Foods, which is just right down the road here, is just doing fantastically well. I mean, not even moderately well, fantastically well. Target's on the corner beside it, just doing great. You have, Equinox Gym, you have LA Fitness, you have, the retail has really bounced here, as has residential occupancy, not just in rental, but in condos.
McCaffery still has plenty of unfinished business. Just north of the shopping center, his firm is building a new campus for the British School of Chicago that will open in September 2015. McCaffery also has zoning there for 3 residential towers with as many as 1,100 units. He is seeking financing for his first building with about 320 apartments and aims to break ground this fall. McCaffery has his hands full with 2 other big projects in the city. He's trying to get started on a development on the former Southworks steel mill site on the South Lakefront, a project he has been working on for over 8 years. It would be one of the largest Chicago area real estate developments in decades, with more than 13,000 housing units and 17 million square feet of commercial space. McCaffery also received City Council approval in April to build 760 housing units in 105,000 square feet of retail space on the site of the former Children's Memorial Hospital campus in Lincoln Park. Barring any legal challenge, he wants to start tearing down the hospital as soon as possible.
We would start immediately. We'd have to obviously get to working drawings, but during the working drawing phase, we'd be doing demolition. So that one would seem to me be on a track, suit or no suit, to have a start date that just then rolls forward.